celestial rising, divine afternoon, and grand night to the beautiful divine mirage watching this video. It's your divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another mindful message. And understand, if you choose to and you enjoy these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. And from one Saunders, I've been in stagnation, clarity. So does that mean I've merged with my shadow self? Yes and no. Because the one thing I understood about stagnation clarity is that you may have a certain indication, depending on how old you are or where you are in life. And this can go for anybody as well, not just the supporter, named one Saunders. But if you are in this stagnation clarity, that's because the energy that's supposed to be transmuted into your hobbies, your purpose, your passions, whatever you are purposeful in being in, you may not know where to start. You may not know how it ends. You may want to know how it ends, but you don't know where that ending will begin if you start beginning right now. And a lot of times, as that stagnation becomes more clear, you decide to stay stagnant with stagnation, which is also not very healthy, because once you become more stagnant in stagnation, you are now allowing yourself, you are now allowing yourself to want to be unclear with what's already bringing more clarity upon your awareness. If you're not aware of where you want to live as far as reality, where you want to go, what you want to do, then of course you will stay stagnant in that place that you are being comfortable in. That's exactly why, if you're being prideful of somebody criticizing your lifestyle, you shouldn't want to take it as a response that you have to be emotional in. Why not just take what they're saying and then alchemize it? Don't see it as a negative or a positive. Just see it as a perspective that wants to be observant of what they're seeing through your observation. When you are observing how clear you want your mind to be, you have to do everything every single day that'll bring you mental clarity. And what I mean is, so me, for example, I just got done, taking a shower from being outside, making 3 videos for Instagram and TikTok. I'm pretty sure some of you have already seen that already. And now I'm on the way to working and all that. But as I'm working, or on the way to work, which is not really work, but just counseling, I'm able to make a YouTube video. So by me doing that, I'm already going to have 3 videos in a day. But then once YouTube will say 24 hours for the 2 recent videos yesterday, I'll have a second video that'll also be started for today. And I have to just do 2 more videos to make it 3 videos in a day. But that's because I'm already bringing more mental clarity into my mindset by understanding what I want to be, what I want to accomplish. My day is already finished for tomorrow because I'm not thinking for today. My day is already done. My day was done before I even woke up because I went to bed late, but I was coming up with curriculum for the teachings that I'm going to be teaching myself, and the supporters who understand why I'm teaching myself will understand how they can apply that towards themselves. This video right here will be posted for today as soon as I get done, and then once that happens, you'll be able to see the consistency that I'm bringing as far as me being mentally clear in my clarity, because I decide what I want my mind to start focusing on. My focus comes with where I already am in life. When you are catching up to the scenario that I'm already living in, you'll be able to see me document it, and then that documentation through videos will help you understand that the mind is actually powerful when you are stabilizing it to focus on being clear within itself. But that also has to come with you exfoliating, wanting to be lethargic, wanting to be lazy, wanting to be a sloth, wanting to be in stagnation, and not only just accepting that. Well, I already finished that, but not only just that, but accepting that stagnation, because when you accept that spell casting, because life is a spell of itself. Not only just that, the titles that we are bringing into our life, our throat chakra, the spells that are coming from our portal from the mouth. When you are subconsciously talking and you're thinking and you're not thinking clear and you're not speaking clear for your articulation, if you can't mentally articulate clarity, then stagnation will do it for you. And if you are stagnant at a dense vibration mentally and through your gateways, then you're not going to be able to find a better way of thinking and envisioning for yourself, because you will always be blind by the stagnation of what really isn't so clear within your mindset. If you're not being clear for your mind, then how can your mind be clear for you if you're not being clear for yourself? You have to be clear for yourself mentally first before you start going into the physical, the spiritual, all these different programs that exist within our dreaming aspect for the vessel, because the vessel is dreaming. You are not dreaming in the dream. The vessel is dreaming, but you are not dreaming in the dream. You are the observation, observing yourself dreaming mentally right now in reality with your eyes wide open, which is exactly why when you understand that perspective, you will understand now the alignment of a wormhole into a rabbit hole. Once you're able to leave your body from OBE or NDE, NDE standing for near-death experience, when you are able to see those two things go hand in hand, and when you're able to start moving your mind through DMT or dimensional meditative technique, when you're moving your mind through these techniques of your frame of work, you're able to now work outside of your perception, because your perception will keep you stagnant depending on how dense it gets. Your perception will keep you stagnant depending on how dense it gets. So if you're allowing a dense vibration to control your world, then you will have no control of the world that you are observing your mindset to live in. When that happens, you are now going to start making excuses for yourself on why you didn't reach this enlightenment, why you didn't make it this far in the world, why you haven't done this for yourself, why you didn't say that, why you didn't think like this. And that's what's going to happen to you if you're not moving with a positive intention or a motivating outlook on your life that'll keep you more compassionate on what you are not able to actually work on. And that's basically your identity. When you are able to understand and correlate to your identity, you stop identifying with accolades or achievements or future requirements that you are not going to be able to meet. There will be a time in life to where somebody will compare themselves from 10 years to 5 years to 15 years down the line. You are not seeing that 15 years from now. You have to see that 15 years from right now. Somebody's gonna be like, what the hell did you just even say? You're not seeing the future 15 years from now, because you have to see yourself 15 years in the future right now. Meaning that right now, you have to be able to see what you want to be 20 years and 15 years down from today, by being that 15-year version of yourself today. Because that version in the future exists right now. But right now, if you're being distracted by stagnation of energies or mindsets, then you're not going to be able to set your mind on an intention that'll keep you motivated and optimistic and being better. If you don't want to be better for yourself, then how can your mind be better for you? If you can't treat your mind to be better for itself, then how can you be better for itself as well? Or the programming of the mindset. If your mindset is dominating your solar awareness, then you're not able to actually be aware of your awareness. That's keeping you dumbed down to a vibration that you are not actually thinking in. You have to be experiencing the experiment to actually experiment on yourself, because you are the experimenter realizing what has never been. And that's just life in a whole. Because life in a whole starts in the rabbit hole when you fall deeper into your darkest thoughts. When you go into your darkest thoughts, you will now be able to face the accountability that you are running away from. That accountability is like a blanket that will pick up the peak or the side of what it's laying down on, and it will show you, reveal to you what was haunting you every single day, to the point to where now these hauntings, they become an allowance that you start embracing. It's like I was allowing accountability to haunt me, and now it's just like I realized that my lack of accountability was me just haunting myself, because I wasn't being honest with who I thought I was. And that's what kept me into a state of hatred for my ego to want to reside in, because I understood what I needed to do for myself, but because I was too focused on what the focus wasn't really being on, which is myself, I realized that I was the leech being on an entity that really couldn't be on me, but it could only be on what it was allowing itself to want to be through me. By it observing and leashing itself onto me, that's how the stagnation became so clear to that parasite. The parasite was always in stagnation, not the being you. The being you would never actually be in stagnation that isn't so clear. But clearly, clarity had to show you what you were missing, and that was always the guidance that you were not pouring and leading yourself with. If you're not guiding yourself and leading yourself with better terminologies and better words for you to start playing in, then these plays that you're playing in will start casting judgment that you will blindly just accept. If you accept that blind programming, then there's no way your mind can show you the clarity that it wants to sit in. You cannot just sit on your thoughts. You have to let them run free, let them run wild, let them go into their nature, because they'll always gravitate towards you depending on the radiance that you are energetically magnetizing this energy to want to reside in. If you're not doing things for the mind or for the spirit, then why are you doing it for the flesh when the flesh will never actually look out for you? The flesh won't care about how clear you want your life to be. The ego wants its life to be clear from your ignorance. And if you are overcoming your ignorance and finding more clarity in your dominance, now the ego becomes more submissive into your dominance, to the point where now laziness can approach your household. Lying, deceit, and cheating your life, cheating greatness will never be in your household. It can't be in your articulation, because you don't cheat your reps. You always push through. You always go through with the task at hand. And you never give up on yourself, because you realize what's at stake for you and your family. You don't have time to be bullshitting. You don't got time to be lying to yourself. You have to always move your thoughts and accept what has to pass. Detach from them, but never really think that you're being stagnant. All you're doing is just finding your pace with the piece that you are thinking in right now. You're overthinking these thoughts that are not so clear to you just yet, till you become clear in what you want to reside in for yourself, for the betterment of your future self. Have a great and divine day, divine reflection.